In December 2021, Elizabeth Warren called Elon Musk a freeloader. That same year, he paid $11 billion in taxes, the largest amount ever paid by an individual in U.S. history. But this clash was just the beginning. The battle between Senator Elizabeth Warren and Elon Musk has become one of the most fascinating conflicts in American politics and business. It's a story of power, innovation, and a fundamental clash over America's future. But now the tables have turned. As head of the new Department of Government Efficiency, Musk isn't just defending himself. He's going on the offensive, exposing what he claims is years of corruption and overreach. And his first target, the very agency Warren created. Before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit that like button for the algorithm. To understand this conflict, we need to go back to where it all began. Elizabeth Warren has long positioned herself as a champion against corporate power, but her focus on Musk has been particularly intense. In 2021, when Time magazine named Musk Person of the Year, Warren didn't congratulate him on his achievements. Instead, she launched a scathing attack, calling him a freeloader and demanding changes to the tax code. What she didn't mention was that Musk was about to make history with the largest individual tax payment ever recorded. But Warren wasn't done. In 2024, she took aim at Musk's business decisions, particularly questioning his reallocation of 12,000 NVIDIA AI chips from Tesla to his AI company, xAI. This move, which actually saved Tesla money and improved efficiency for both companies, became another political battleground. The senator's intervention in this corporate decision raised eyebrows. After all, wasn't this outside her jurisdiction as a U.S. senator? While she claimed to be protecting Tesla shareholders, many saw it as another example of government overreach, exactly what Musk had been warning about. To truly understand the current conflict, we need to deep dive into Elizabeth Warren's most significant creation, an agency born from the ashes of the 2008 financial crisis. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB, wasn't just another government entity. It was Warren's vision for protecting everyday Americans from the predatory practices that had devastated millions during the financial collapse. When Warren first proposed the CFPB during her time as a Harvard law professor, the idea seemed straightforward: create a single, powerful agency that would consolidate consumer protection authority from 7 different organizations. President Obama embraced the concept, appointing Warren as a special advisor to oversee its creation. But from the start, the agency faced fierce opposition from Republicans who saw it as government overreach. Over the years, the CFPB's impact has been undeniable. Under various leadership, the agency has taken on some of America's largest financial institutions. In 2018, they hit Wells Fargo with a $500 million fine for auto insurance and mortgage lending abuses. By 2022, they had secured an even larger settlement, $3.7 billion from the same bank. Bank of America felt the Bureau's bite in 2023 with a $250 million charge for deceptive practices, and more recently, Capital One faced a $2 billion lawsuit over interest rate disputes. The agency proudly claims to have returned over $21 billion to consumers throughout its lifetime. But beneath these headline-grabbing numbers, critics began noticing troubling patterns. Under the leadership of Rohit Chopra, Warren's protege, the CFPB started expanding its reach far beyond its original mandate. What makes the CFPB particularly controversial is its unique structure. Unlike most government agencies, it operates independently from congressional oversight, drawing its funding directly from the Federal Reserve. This arrangement, critics argue, has created a regulatory body with unprecedented power and minimal accountability. The CFPB's reach didn't stop at traditional financial institutions. Even tech giants found themselves in the agency's crosshairs. Meta's Mark Zuckerberg revealed in a surprising interview that his company faced an investigation from the CFPB, despite Meta not being a bank. This expansion of authority raised serious questions about the agency's true purpose and whether it had strayed far from its original consumer protection mission. Perhaps nowhere was the CFPB's expanding influence more controversial than in the cryptocurrency sector. What began as whispered concerns within the crypto community erupted into public controversy when Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong made a stunning accusation. Senator Warren, he claimed, had been secretly pressuring banks to cut ties with crypto-related businesses, a practice known as debanking. The irony of this situation would soon become painfully apparent. In a Senate hearing that left many observers stunned, Warren herself would later declare, "Debanking is a problem. This shouldn't be happening, and we need to figure out why and who is responsible." The disconnect between her public statements and alleged private actions highlighted the complex web of influence surrounding the CFPB. When Elon Musk took the helm of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, few predicted his first major target would be Warren's prized agency. The investigation began quietly, but what they uncovered was anything but subtle. The numbers told a startling story. The CFPB had accumulated a massive cash reserve of $711 million taxpayer money sitting idle in agency coffers. Even more striking was their planned budget for 2025, an additional $825 million. These figures raised immediate red flags for Musk's efficiency team, who questioned why a consumer protection agency needed such substantial financial resources. As DOGE dug deeper, they uncovered what Musk would later describe as a bureaucratic empire. The agency's regulatory reach had expanded far beyond its original charter, creating layers of new rules and requirements that disproportionately affected smaller businesses and startups. Internal documents revealed that compliance costs for new financial technology companies had skyrocketed, effectively creating barriers to entry that protected established institutions from innovative competitors. One particularly telling case involved a financial technology startup that had developed a new, more efficient way to process international payments. Despite having better technology and lower fees than traditional banks, they found themselves buried under regulatory requirements that their larger competitors could easily absorb, but that threatened to bankrupt their fledgling operation. When news of DOGE's investigation broke, Warren's response was swift and forceful. She attempted to block the investigation, claiming it was motivated by personal vendetta rather than genuine concern for government efficiency. Her office released a statement defending the CFPB's record of consumer protection, citing the billions returned to American consumers through enforcement actions. But Musk wasn't backing down. In a move that captured media attention worldwide, he took to X, formerly Twitter, with a simple message: CFPB RIP, accompanied by a tombstone emoji. This wasn't just social media theatrics, it was a declaration of intent that would soon be backed by action. The process of dismantling the CFPB began with a strategic masterstroke. Unlike most government agencies that require congressional approval for major changes, the CFPB's unique funding structure through the Federal Reserve created an unexpected vulnerability. As Vivek Ramaswamy pointed out, this meant the agency could be substantially reformed without requiring an act of Congress. Russell Vought, Trump's former budget chief and acting CFPB director, initiated a work stoppage, halting all enforcement actions and rulemaking. This wasn't just a temporary pause. It was the beginning of a systematic dismantling of what many saw as a regulatory behemoth that had grown far beyond its original purpose. As the investigation deepened, Musk raised another provocative question that caught the public's attention. He pointed to Warren's personal finances, specifically the disconnect between her Senate salary of $174,000 and estimated net worth ranging from $12 million to $73 million. While not directly related to the CFPB, this financial scrutiny added another layer to the growing controversy. The implications of the CFPB's dismantling reached far beyond the financial sector. For companies like Tesla operating at the intersection of technology and traditional industry, the reduction in regulatory overhead meant more resources could be directed toward innovation rather than compliance. This was particularly crucial in the electric vehicle market, where American companies face intense competition from Chinese manufacturers. Every day spent navigating bureaucratic requirements was a day lost in the race for technological supremacy. But amid the celebration from business leaders, a crucial question emerged: what would happen to consumer protection? The answer lay in returning to the original system, where multiple agencies shared oversight responsibilities. This This decentralized approach, supporters argued, would actually enhance consumer protection by preventing the concentration of power that had made the CFPB so controversial. Under the new structure, traditional agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, Securities and Exchange Commission, and Office of the Comptroller of the Currency would resume their historical consumer protection roles. But now, with increased transparency and accountability requirements put in place by Doge. Perhaps the most surprising outcome of the CFPB's dismantling was its effect on financial innovation. Small fintech companies and startups, previously deterred by overwhelming compliance costs, began to see new opportunities. The playing field, long tilted in favor of established financial institutions, started to level. The transformation of financial regulation in America didn't end with the CFPB's dismantling. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency began implementing what he called smart oversight, a system designed to protect consumers without strangling innovation. The key difference? A focus on results rather than regulations, on outcomes rather than procedures. This new approach emphasized three core principles: transparency in enforcement, measurable consumer benefits, and maintaining American competitiveness in the global market. Gone were the days of overlapping jurisdictions and redundant requirements. In their place emerged a streamlined system that prioritized both protection and progress. What do you think about these changes? Will this new approach to regulation help or hurt American consumers and businesses? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We will see you in the next video.